What's up, guys? We got one here from Kira Hotan. Make his life easy. Let's get into it.
You want to hear something ironic? Men live much more difficult lives than women, right? Women live a little easier, have an easier route. But men are the ones who create that easy route for women. Men are the reason we're able to live. So, how does a woman make a man's life easier? That's the question. That's the discussion. Let's talk about it. Catering to a man starts with acknowledging his hard work. Acknowledge what he does for you and for himself. Because let me remind you, growing up as a man is a choice. You could be a 40-year-old boy. You could literally be so immature. You can choose to not grow up as a man because your hormones, they're not like women's hormones. Women, once we get our period, we're women. Okay, that's why they say we grow up faster, right? A man can be a little boy still. So choosing to work hard is a choice. That is a choice as a man. So acknowledging that, it makes his life a little easier. You know, he's able to feel recognized. He's able to have an end goal, something to be proud of, something to motivate him, you know? Men have harder lives.
It's a beautiful slice of irony, like saying, hey guys, I built this entire house, but you know what? Why don't you just tell me how to decorate it? And while we're at it, remind me that I'm amazing. The reality is men are out there building societies, fighting wars, and keeping the entire infrastructure running while getting what? A thank you every blue moon? If we're lucky? I mean, don't get me started on this idea of men choose to work hard. I'm pretty sure a dude stuck in traffic on his way to a 12-hour shift at the factory just loves the thrill of choosing that grind. Men don't choose this life. Society and frankly biology slaps them in the face with it. There was a study with the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that men still dominate the most dangerous and physically demanding jobs. Meanwhile, women overwhelmingly dominate the safest professions. But it is just a choice, right? Okay, let's continue.
Not all by choice. But a man chooses to be a man. And if your man is choosing to be a man, choosing to be hardworking, disciplined, have goals in life, acknowledge that. Acknowledge that. Just like how a man acknowledges how beautiful you are, acknowledge his hard work. That is the simplest way to make a man's life easier. Acknowledgements. He needs an applause every so often, a pat on the back, something. Say something to him. It doesn't have to always be physical. It doesn't have to be, through love. It could be through friendship as well. Just acknowledge it. Acknowledge any man that works hard, because his life is not easy choosing to work hard. It's not. And he's making your life easier choosing to work hard. Choosing to be a man, he's making your life easier. Because you don't have to choose to be a man. You don't have to choose to work hard. You're a woman. It is 1000% in your hands as a woman. But the thing is, we are not as consistent as men. Why don't we give them that fruit? Why don't we give men the fruit of being consistent? That is the most acquired trait that you can have as a person, is to be consistent and disciplined and do it every day and show up.
Okay, we're told that men choosing to be hardworking and disciplined is what makes life easier for a woman. Okay, I can understand where she's coming from with that. But here's where I take issues. All this talk about acknowledging his hard work. I mean, acknowledgement, that's a start, but a pat on the back isn't going to pay the mortgage, put gas in the car, pay the water bill, pay the electric bill, pay for daycare, insurance, or whatever else you need to pay for. Those were the past when a nod of approval was enough, and that's not that way anymore. The truth is, half the time men are running on fumes or dragging themselves home just to deal with another round of, did you take the trash out yet? I mean, a little bit of acknowledgement would be nice, sure, but how about some peace and quiet? Maybe a hot meal. Oh, wait, I just realized cooking for a man is too much like being a housewife. We can't have that now, can we? Because I forgot it's 2024 where women are boss babes and making a guy's life easier is considered oppression.
That's what men do best. They show up. They are consistent. Women, we're not as consistent. Be honest with yourself. Come on. You're not as consistent as a man. You're never going to be, because a man and a woman are different. We're different. And that's beautiful. It's okay. It's okay to not be like a man. Just like how it's okay for a man not to be like a woman. But let's not talk about that. We're talking about catering to a man, right? We're talking about how to make a man's life easier. Another thing that makes a man's life easier is for him not to stress about the dumb crap. You know, he's got everything else handled. You know, he's got the main majority. He's got the bills paid. He's got everything situated. But for him to come home and have him stress about what he's going to eat for dinner. Girl, you don't have to learn how to be a chef, but you can learn how to cook for your man a little bit, okay? You can learn to cater to what he wants. You know, he might not want a full-fledged dinner, but he wants a dinner. He wants something to come home to. He doesn't want to stress about that. If he is stressed at work, okay, and he's doing what he has to do, he's working hard. As a woman, he's making your life easier, even if you have a job too. You know, women, we are made to do all these things at once. We are made to think so retrospect that we can come home from work and make dinner, okay? You can come home from work and make dinner for your man, or, you know, like you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not this housewife. If you don't want to be a housewife, so be it. But if you want to make your man's life easier, make him dinner. Make him dinner. Make him food. Make him.
So basically, what you mean to tell me is after working all day and paying the bills, a man expects a woman to make dinner? Yeah, not in today's boss babe era. You know, I'm not asking for my wife to be a Michelin star chef making that level of meals. It's just something that doesn't involve a drive-through window, grease-soaked bags, or something that's going to give me food poisoning. And I don't say that she doesn't cook. She does cook and I cook. We kind of split off back and forth based on how busy each one of us gets. But anyways, let's kind of continue to see where this goes.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Surprise him. You know, even like buying him lunch, buying him dinner, doing things that are not plans. You know, surprise him. If you plan it out, he won't want you to do it. Okay, that is the beauty of men. Men love to provide. Men love to be the provider. So if you give him the idea, oh babe, I want to take you out somewhere, he probably will say no, because that's emasculating. If you want to do all of that for him, not out of surprise, and you want to tell him before you do it. Don't tell a man what you're gonna do before you do it. That's a big mistake. That is a huge mistake. Huge. Just do it. Just surprise him. Don't create this anticipation for him, because then he'll have expectations on you. And then what? You don't meet the expectations and he gets mad at you? What? Don't create the anticipation. Just do it. Just cater to him. Just make him dinner. Surprise him one day. Surprise him with lunch one day. Wake up earlier than him. Make him breakfast. Make a man's life easier. Cater. Just cater. Care and cater. Same thing, right? Care about your man. Why do you not care? Do you think you're just born in this world and everything's just easy? No. Men show up to make it easier for you. Men show up to create the easy route for women. So why can't you just make his life a little easier by swallowing your little pride? Because women don't have big pride. We have little pride. They have little pride. Because we can still do the things we don't want to do. You can do it. It's just, are you gonna let the pride get to you? Or are you gonna let yourself be like, I'm not his mom, blah, blah, blah. Girl, just make his life easier. Like, there's no need to put any labels on it. Just make his life easier. Making him food. Even doing cute things, you know, surprise him with things. Surprise him with yourself. You know, let him know he's working for something. You don't have to be all up on him. You know, you can, you know, out of love. But I'm just saying, men are simple, okay? And it starts with acknowledgement. It starts with acknowledging a man's hard work. That's where it starts. Catering to a man is not that hard because men appreciate the hell out of it. They
But here's a wild concept is men are biologically wired to provide and protect. It's in our DNA. The least you could do is cater to his basic needs, yes, but not today because it's seen as emasculating for a woman to do something nice for a man without it being an entire orchestrated event. Surprise him, but don't plan it out is what she says. Sure, just make sure you don't bruise his fragile ego by letting him know you're treating him. Because apparently men are simple. Well, we might be simple, but it doesn't mean we're dumb. We're just tired of the constant bait and switch games. And if you need to plan something out, you're going to say, hey, I want to plan this thing with you to make sure our schedule's free. So be it. There's nothing wrong with planning something out. And there's nothing wrong with surprising somebody either. It's obviously going to depend on your dynamics. If you have a man that doesn't like surprises, then obviously don't surprise him and plan the things out. But if you got a guy that likes surprises and doesn't like plans, and be spontaneous and make a surprise. It's going to be based on the two of you and your dynamic. I get where she's going with this here, but let's kind of keep going.
I appreciate the hell out of the littlest of things. And that's beautiful. I love that. It makes it easier for the woman. Because guess what? Men make it easy for you. They make it easy for us. They make it easy for us to be nice to them. They make it easy for us to even think of things for them. Because they're so simple. They want peace too. Men want peace. I want peace. At the end of the day, a man doesn't want to come home to an argument. He wants to come home to peace. A nice dinner and peace. Because he was just in the middle of the world who is against him. The world is not against women. The world loves women. The world markets off women. Every single advertisement has a woman in it. Any clickbait thumbnail has a woman in it. Because it attracts. It is what the world wants. The world makes it easy for women. The world makes it so difficult for men. He comes home from work, he just wants to freaking relax. So give him something to relax with. Give him some dinner, Just do something nice for your man. Acknowledge him. Because that would make his life so much easier. And it would make your life easier. The easier you make your man's life, the easier and easier and easier you'll make your life.
Finally, there is definitely a good nugget of truth right here. The number one thing that we men want is peace. All of us guys have been fighting battles all day in the real world, and the last thing we need is World War III in our own home because someone forgot to take the chicken out of the freezer or take the trash out or put the dishes away. Found here it was from the American Psychological Association that nearly 70% of men report stress from work, finances, and, wait for it, family responsibilities. So when a man walks through that door looking for his, this calm sanctuary and not a verbal landmine, know of any guy that wants to come home. It's like, all right, honey, lay it on me, rip my ass a new one, belittle me, berate me, tell me how bad I'm doing. If there's a guy that tells you he likes that, he's probably a simp. But anyways, we come home, we just want a breath of fresh air, breathe a little bit, just to wind down just a little bit from the day before all the bullshit gets dumped on us when we get home. Not saying we don't want to have the bullshit dumped on us or whatever it is. Just when I get home, I want 10, 15 minutes just to, then I'm ready to take on the next battles that I need to take on for the rest of the day. So do women want equality? Great. That's nothing new. Then let the equality distribute some sort of peace in the house. I want peace and quiet at home. How about a little less nagging and a little more, here's your dinner, honey, go relax, have a beer, have a whiskey, whatever your poison is. Turn on the game, take 10 minutes, and then, let's talk about your day. It's not really that hard.
And then at that point, you're both flourishing, you're both happy, you're both able to bounce off each other's energy, and it's not like there's no leech. There's no leech. A woman should never be a leech to her man. You should be providing things that he can't provide for himself. Just little things that make him happy. Provide him with acknowledgement. That's the first simple step. So, yeah, that was an ironic little investigation I had there of how women, we have easy lives, and that's because of men. So why not make men's lives easier? Because it's a compound effect honestly. So that's it today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, I'm not going to disagree with anything she says here. I mean, it is good advice. Of course, in some fantasy world, this would be true. Here's the brutal, sarcastic reality is men out here are busting their asses, making the world a livable place for women. And the reward is a participation trophy in the form of a thank you every now and then, if you're lucky. And then maybe a PB&J sandwich for dinner, again, if you're lucky. But ladies, you ask, where are all the good men? Well, you turned your back on them. They don't want to deal with all the crap and they would rather stay out of the dating market. We tell you exactly what we want and you still dismiss us, telling us we're all stupid, we don't know what we want, or we want to enslave you. But here's your roadmap. You want to keep your man, it's not complicated. Feed him, appreciate him, be loyal to him, and for the love of all things holy, let him have some peace. You don't have to be June Cleaver, but lose the attitude and the entitlement. If you think you're doing men a favor by making their lives easier, guess what? You're actually making your life easier too. And when men are happy, everyone's happy. It's not when mama's happy at home. If mama's not happy, nobody's happy. If the man's miserable, everybody's going to feel it and they're going to be miserable. So drop the feminist propaganda for a second. Just remember, men aren't your enemies. They're out there making life possible for you. Give back by showing just some appreciation, not with words, but with actions, because actions always speak louder than words. And stop overcomplicating things. Men don't want much. Food, peace, respect, loyalty. I mean, it's real simple, right? Anyways, guys, we definitely know that's the end of the video here. So if you like what you've seen, hit that like button, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Like I said, I don't think her advice is bad in what she's talking about. I just think for the most part, it's going to fall on a lot of deaf ears. Not all women are going to have the deaf ears to it, but I think most of them are, because we're still locked in that boss babe era. I don't need no man. I don't need to make a man comfortable and things like that. And it's a sad reality of what it is right now. I have some stuff I'm kind of actually putting together, some good notes and things like that to kind of maybe open up some eyes as to why things are this way. Just things I've noticed over the years and stuff that I've talked to my own parents about, my grandparents about, and how they've seen the changes started in the 40s, 50s, 60s. I mean, I even remember great-grandparents telling me things going all the way back to the early 1900s, how things were slowly progressing through the changes here in their thoughts, and a lot of it's always the same. So I want to kind of put some of that stuff together and do a video on it, but I want to make sure I just have enough information to make it a worthwhile video, not like a 2 or 3 minute clip. I want to have a good 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes out of it. But anyways, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Just drop a comment down below and let me know what you think, and I'll see you then. Peace.